If you're in a waiting season like I am, then this video is probably for you. Going into Matthew chapter 14 with Jesus feeding the 5,000. So this is right after Jesus hears the news that John the Baptist is beheaded. It says that he gets into a boat and he withdraws to a lonely place. And in verses 13 and 14, it says that when the multitudes heard of this, they followed him on foot from the cities. And when he went ashore, he saw a great multitude and felt compassion for them and healed their sick. And this passage per se does not mention the Sermon on the Mount, but this is when it took place. After some time passed, pretty much the disciples went to Jesus saying, hey, like, it's getting late, and the people are hungry. Send them away so they can go and buy their own food. But in verse 16, Jesus says that they do not need to go away, that you give them something to eat. And this is where we hear when Jesus takes the 5 loaves and the 2 fish and he multiplies it so that 5,000 men plus women and children could eat. Not only did Jesus multiply enough so that they could eat, but they ate until they were full, and there was also leftovers, 12 baskets full to be exact. The Bible says that faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. And in verse 13, it says that when the people heard of this, that they left their cities to follow Jesus on foot. They didn't see and they didn't know for a fact, but by faith, by hearing, they heard this and they went to follow him. When they went to follow him, they also had to wait. And we know this because, again, in verse 14, it says that when Jesus went ashore, he saw a great multitude, meaning that they were already there waiting for him before he arrived. I was thinking, like, why would they just go pick up and leave their cities, walk on foot to probably who knows how long or far it took them to even get there, and then to also wait for him to come back to return? And I believe part of the reason is because they realized that they were able to get something from Jesus that they were not able to get within themselves. And because by faith, they were willing to not only leave their cities to follow Jesus, but to also wait for him. They were able to experience these blessings and miracles for themselves. Now, going into when Jesus multiplied the 5 loaves and the 2 fish, why is it that he didn't send the people away when they were hungry to go and buy their own food? But Jesus saw that these were the same people who left their cities and walked on foot to follow him and then to also wait for him to return. They left everything behind to be with him. So why would he send them back out to the place that they left to be with him? Because they knew that he could provide everything that they needed. We don't leave our old way of living and change our ways to follow Jesus to still provide and look to ourselves for everything that we need. He didn't send them out to fend for their own, but he took care of all of their needs. Before multiplying the 5 loaves and the 2 fish, it says that the multitudes were ordered to recline, which means to relax. So while Jesus is over here about to perform a miracle to provide and to feed the multitudes, he's saying like, hey, I got this. You guys just relax and rest while I take care of it.